Hey everybody, it's Mark, DoctorDeadwax, and it's time for another video. And this video isn't about records so much as it's about a band. And that band is the biggest band to ever come out of my city, Teenage Head. I had the great, amazing privilege, honor to take part in hosting a dinner for them on Saturday night as part of a literary festival that happens in town. The band and the author who's just written a biography on them took part in a roundtable discussion, and as part of the evening, the festival hosts a dinner for all the authors that are reading that night. Also in attendance, for example, was Lynn Cody, the winner of this year's Giller Prize, which is the most prestigious literary award in Canada, and several other authors who were reading that night and the next day at the festival. So it was this amazing dinner with this great mix of people, from the rock and roll side, and just artists of all kinds, fine artists, painters and writers and musicians, and it was just a great fun dinner and a great fun evening, and it was so fun to hang out with the band and such. I met Gord Lewis in the fall. I know I showed these records before when I got Gord is the founding guitarist for Teenage Head, and he signed my records for me that day, and that's all the records I'm going to show in this. But I got to go to dinner with them, and it's kind of funny how small the world is because, well, let's start. I mean, Teenage Head was started by Frankie Venom, Gord Lewis, Steve Mann, and Nick Stepanitz. Frankie Venom has since passed away. He died of cancer in 2008, very young and sadly. Gord Lewis is still in the band. Steve Mann is still in the band. He was not at the event. He couldn't make it. He lives farther north in Ontario and couldn't make it down for that. And Nick Stepanitz wasn't there because he subsequently left the band. However, he's been replaced by Jack Pedler, who's an amazing drummer who has probably, in his time, played with over 400 bands in Canada and the United States. I know he was based out of New York City for several years. And what's great is I knew Jack 15, 17 years ago for a couple summers through a mutual friend. I had no idea he was ever in Teenage Head. So, but when I ran into him that night and we got to talking, it was fun to touch base again. Also there was Pete McCauley. Now, Pete McCauley has taken over the vocals for Teenage Head. And as he likes to say, he is there to take Frankie's space, but not his place. And I think he's doing an amazing job at it. And then the other person that was there was back in the 80s. Frankie Venom left the band for a while due to legal problems and things like that, and a local icon, Dave Rave, stepped in and was with the band for 3 or 4 years, and Dave Rave was also there as part of the event. And so we had an amazing dinner, lots of fun, and a really interesting roundtable discussion for about an hour, and then afterwards the band signed their new book. So this is the book. This is called Gods of the Hammer, the Teenage Head Story, and this is by Jeff Pavir. And Jeff Pavir is a leading cultural journalist here in Canada. He's been involved, I believe, with the Globe and Mail. I think he's with Spectator right now. I think he's also been involved with CTV News as a film critic for years. But so he wrote this book. So I got Gord, because that's Gord there in the glasses, and this is Frankie here, who's no longer with us. So of course I couldn't get him to sign it. But there's Gord, and inside the book is also signed by Jeff Pavir, the author, and Jack Pedler, Pete McCauley, and Dave Rave. And I was able to get 3 of them signed, so That's kind of cool. I'm sure there's some other people in BC who maybe I can send one to who will enjoy it. So anyway, it was just a lot of fun. They had this great signing session. All kinds of fans of the band were there, and then afterwards they invited me across the road to the local watering hole to enjoy the rest of the evening. And if you're around, there will be I think it's Canada, as part of Canada's Music Week, there will be an official launch of this book there, and the band will be performing. And then there's also, in Hamilton, there's this great bar called This Ain't Hollywood, which is named, I don't know if it's named, but it's the same title as Forgotten Rebels album. The band will be performing there and having a book launch there as well. So the band didn't actually perform as part of the literary festival because it's a literary festival. But it was an awesome evening, and it was a lot of fun, and it was a hell of an honor for me to be part of it, and just a bunch of amazing, really nice, friendly guys, really down to earth. All their wives and girlfriends were just a riot too, and lots of laughs and lots of craziness. And if you get a chance, I mean, this is not an expensive book. This is $14, and this is from the it's from the Coach House Books. So if that'll focus, you can probably even order this online or get it off Amazon or somewhere else. And so that's it. That's my Saturday night in the Hammer, hanging out with the gods of the hammer. Have a great day, everybody. Keep the record spinning.